Welcome. We are your hosts, Chris and Tammy.
In this podcast, we dive into the mindset for networking strategies and skills you'll need to build a solid foundation to build a global business.
We've built a multi-million-dollar business and have mentored thousands of people around the globe in the last 25 years. Okay, so what we want to talk about here today, again, is some of the principles when it comes to ethics. I want to talk about five different points that we want to cover. We'll expand on them. And the five are, one is punctuality and attendance. And I'll expand on that, right? And the other one is integrity and honesty. And we'll talk about that. This is so important. The other one is respect and professionalism. Again, very important. Doesn't matter what market you are in. These are different aspects that are very, very important if you want to create long-term relationship and also a prosperous business. Number 4 is accountability. We want to talk about brief. The last point that I find is actually important is confidentiality. And we'll expand on what we mean by that. So the first point I want to talk about is punctuality and attendance. And there's one thing that I found is the people that are there early, that are there on time, tend to be the people that have more success in my experience. Be true to your commitment. And this is the point when I talk about attendance, right? And commitment. And of course, punctuality.
You are running a business, and every single day, the decisions you make will determine the results that you're going to get. And if you set goals and you're not reaching those goals, you need to ask yourself every single night, what did I do to mind my business today? What were the actions that I took today to move me towards the goals that I have in my business, in my life, whatever it is that you have in your goals? If you schedule your business hours, if you schedule your business hours and honor your time slot commitments, you're going to see how much results that you're going to get in everything that you do. And this part of that is punctuality, showing up to your Zoom sessions when you have a one-on-one, showing up, attending to the trainings.
Now, the second point I want to talk about is integrity and honesty. Okay, this is so important because this is what will last with you. When someone was telling me, when you pass on, you don't bring all your goods and your money and all that stuff. None of this stuff matters. What matters is what you left behind when it comes to the people you're impacted, the personal growth that you've achieved. And one thing that's very important is honesty is absolutely critical. Doing things with integrity. But sooner or later, time will promote you or expose you. I'm telling you, this is a universal law. It never fails. Time will promote you or expose you.
The key is to build strong relationships. And we're always saying that, but people want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. The most important thing is work on building really strong and trusting relationships. In other words, when people see you out there making things happen, moving the needle, and leading by example, I can tell you they're going to want to do business with you.
So now I want to go down. Number 3 is respect and professionalism, right? Treat others with respect, regardless of the position, promote a positive environment, and foster collaboration. Foster collaboration. This is probably one of the most important tools in my arsenals of tools. Is always create a bridge of communication between parties to be able to either resolve problems, come up with ideas, and just kind of innovate or re-innovate or create. This is very important. And we need to figure out what's the next course of action. That's how you survive tsunamis, is by locking arms no matter how bad things get. And when things get good, the relationship and the foundation that you've built, the trust that you've built, this is what builds a mammoth community with a foundation of concrete. Because when things were at the worst, we stayed together, we locked arms. That's the foundation of success. So the next point we want to talk about is accountability. And we kind of touched on that a little bit. but taking responsibility for one's action, meeting commitment, and showcase commitment and dedication to your team. Okay, again, this is very important. I kind of touched on it on the attendance and punctuality. Really, that's I was kind of touching on the accountability. This is really, really important. You know, the 5 levels of leadership from John C. Maxwell. This is that would be level 4. Okay. And I mean, it starts at the beginning, but level 4 is where people start recognizing you. Well, this is where you tend to train and mentor and create environment and create an ecosystem for people to have a place to park their cars and to be able to go and learn and go to school and evolve and work in their personal growth and so forth. And okay, so that's level 4. And what's very important is the accountability, taking responsibility for what you say you're going to do, that you're going to do it. If you tell someone you do something and you don't show up, right away, you lost all credibility in that point. They may not tell you, but they know. So you got to take that very seriously. Now, the last point we want to talk about is confidentiality. This is something that is probably one of the most important out of the 5. They're all equally important, but I can tell you that respecting the privacy and confidentiality of sensitive information of others, things that happens, this is critical. I cannot stress this enough. I know for a fact that if this is not respected, this could be one of the main area as to why the team has broken down. Mm-hmm. Okay. And where there's issues and challenges, right? Is when you break that bond, right? Someone trusted you with some vital information and you tend to share this with someone else and you probably don't mean wrong. You just kind of, you maybe even want to try to help. But folks, you have to understand the importance of maintaining these kind of secrets. If someone shares something in confidence with you, that should go to your grave with you.